Welcome back to Comic Frontline, everybody. I'm Brant Fowler, aka the Gonzo Goose, back with you for another Heroes Reborn review. I'm a little bit behind because I went out of town for a week and then I got the stomach flu, and then I watched the latest episode a day late, so I got 3 episodes to cover. So what I'm gonna do is, in this video, I'm gonna do the previous 2 that I missed, which are episodes 7 and 8. June 13th, part 1 and part 2. I'm going to do those as one, and then immediately following this one, I'm going to do one for this week's episode, Sunday Bloody Sunday. So, episodes 7 and 8, June 13th, part 1 and part 2, we finally learn what happened on June 13th. Exactly what happened, what caused the explosions and everything that happened, what Claire's fate ultimately was, and what came of that. We've gotten a lot of hints all the way from the web series that preceded the actual Heroes Reborn series up to present, but we still haven't had all those pieces put together. So episode 7, which I thought was the better of these 2 episodes, saw HRG go back. Now we got to see Mohinder meet with Angela, and Angela's warning him she's had her visions, but Mohinder, being the stubborn guy he is, doesn't heed them, and we see how his fate plays out. Unfortunately for Mohinder, nothing changes, and that's the way his fate still plays out, because he's too stubborn to listen to people telling him insight that they have. So we see what exactly happened with Luke and Joanne, how they did get separated from their son, and even with the going back in time and changing things, they still ended up losing Dennis, unfortunately. We get to see that Claire has been rushed to the hospital in surgery, and I can't remember if they showed this in they may have showed it at the end of this episode 7 and then continued in episode 8, but we learned that Claire, the reason she was in the hospital was not because of the explosion necessarily, it's because she was having babies. She had twins. And to me, they went for a very strong Star Wars Skywalker family parallel. I feel like they are making the Petrellis very much like Skywalkers. That whole legacy thing, the twins, and then being separated. A lot of Star Wars esque kind of things going on here. So we learned that that she's been in surgery because she's having these babies, and she died in surgery, and we still don't understand. Okay, why? How could she die just by having babies? So we also learned that it was Phoebe Frady, Quentin's sister, that released the darkness that kind of it dampened everybody's powers. It created a unnatural eclipse. So and we learned that Erica from Renautis is behind all this, and all the bombs and the explosions that played out throughout these 2 episodes were the clone. I can't think of his name, but the guy that clones himself. It was various versions of him that blew up, but it got blamed on Mohinder because he happened to be in the garage, and that's what happened to Mohinder and how he got the blame. We learned that Katana Girl, as we suspected, is not real, that she was a video game creation brought to life. Now, what that exactly means, we don't know. We know that Hero was locked in the game. We know that her father was he was used and manipulated by Renautis, and he learned the error of his ways a little bit too late, unfortunately. And we learned that the babies were separated because they had to save the world, and the reason that Claire died is because Nathan, which is Tommy, has the same powers that Peter Petrelli and Peter's dad had, which is siphoning powers. Basically, he absorbed her healing powers, and therefore she had no powers and died, unfortunately. That doesn't mean there's not a loophole and there could be a way to bring her back at some point. We don't know, because it's Heroes. You never know what could happen. But Melina is the other girl, is the other twin. So what happened is they sent the twins back in time 15 years so that they had them raised separately. Hero and the nurse at the hospital are the ones that raised Tommy, So, and that's why Tommy has the same kind of powers as Hero, because he absorbed all Hero's powers, who got stuck in the past. And Melina, I don't know where her powers come from, but she was raised by Angela Petrelli as her grandmother. So very interesting to see how all that played out. Again, I feel like episode 7 was the stronger of these two episodes of these two parts. HRG, Noah Bennett, he basically steps on a butterfly. He shoots Erica. That sets things into motion. He comes back, and we learn that Quentin is now working with Renatus. He's alive again, and he's working with Renatus, and that was the butterfly effect. And we really see that played out in the next episode, which I'll talk about in the next video. But overall, I feel like we got enough of the pieces of the puzzle to fill in June 13th. I think these were two of the stronger episodes of the season. Again, episode 7 was a lot stronger. Episode 8 kind of took it down a little bit, and but I did appreciate, you know, the way that we got to find things out. It very much felt like the 5 years later kind of storyline. The time travel has always been a part of Heroes, and it does seem like they still rely on old story plots and tropes and that kind of thing from the original series. Maybe it's paying homage. Maybe it's because, you know, it's kind of like the Battlestar Galactica thing. It's all happened before and it'll all happen again. It repeats, and, you know, as the lineage continues and all this stuff. We also learned a little bit more about Erica's plans with Renatus and how she's sending, you know, human DNA or whatever into the future. And we get a tease of that in the next episode, which I'll talk about in the next video. But overall, I think between these two episodes as a whole, I think I would give episode 7, for me, I thought it was like a 4.25 out of 5. I'll give episode 8 a 4 out of 5. I'm still really enjoying the series. I know it's kind of a polarizing thing. A lot of people think it's a mess. A lot of people are enjoying it. So it just depends on what side of the fence you fall. I fall on the side that's really enjoying it quite a bit. But we'll see if that continues into the next episode. So stay tuned for the next video. But that's going to wrap it up for an average review. Excuse me, an average score of 4 and 0.13, something like that, 4.125 stars out of 5 for the two episodes combined. Again, 4.25 star for episode 7, 4 stars for episode 8. June 13th, part 1 and part 2 of Heroes Reborn. Check out all the other reviews and all the other content we have on the channel. Check out comicfrontline.com for even more. If you want to check out what I'm up to, you can check out zone4podcast.com, lastnumberpress.com, and Where's My Tell on YouTube. We don't have an official name for that, but you can go to excuse me if I can talk, it's very late, tinyurl.com/whereismytell. That will take you to our YouTube page where we do weekly hauls, weekly countdowns, and more. So until next time, until the very next video actually, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.